new babe. So, what's good, TMG fam? Listen, it's been a minute since we've kind of done the whole serial killer thing, right? Correct? I think the last one we might have done may have been Ted Bundy. I don't know. Can't really remember. But I think that was right. But Nikko Jenkins just somehow seems to fall in my lap. All right. So we're going to check out a Behind the Madness. Nikko Jenkins. All I know is that serial killer, I think. And his story I've heard is very unique. So we're going to check it out. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Y'all know how we get with these serial killers, man. Let's check them out. Now, immediately off the bat, I look at that and I'll be like, all right, bro, just putting on right now. Like, you really trying to submerge yourself into the whole serial killer bit. Like, you're trying to really put on the show like you're really demented. Like, that really don't do nothing for me right there. You've come in and staring and looking into the camera. Okay, cool. You're deranged, whatever. You're mental. You're off. You're rocker. All that type of stuff like that. You got the crazy tatted face and all of that. I get it. I get it. You're really trying to play up that character.
Nikko Allen Jenkins was born September 16, 1986 in Denver, Colorado, to parents David McGee and Lori Jenkins. His father wasn't a big part of his life, and his mother, well, we'll get to her later. Nikko Jenkins was pretty much always a troubled kid. In 1993, at just the young age of 7, Nikko brought a .25 caliber handgun to Highland Elementary School. It took them 4 years to accuse Jenkins of the crime, but by the age of 11, he had already been accused of stealing 3 times. This was pretty much the last time Jenkins was ever free for a significant amount of time.
At what age? And then that was the... Hold on, whoa. I might have to retract everything I said in the beginning about him playing up the character. This may be truly who he is.
Well, we'll get to her later. Nikko Jenkins was pretty much always a troubled kid. In 1993, at just the young age of 7.
7 years old.
Nikko brought a .25 caliber handgun to Highland Elementary School. It took them 4 years to accuse Jenkins of the crime, but by the age of 11, he had already been accused of stealing 3 times. This was pretty much the last time Jenkins was ever free for a significant amount of time. In 1998, he was sent to a group home, but was quickly sent to youth detention center for hitting a minor with a clothes hanger and leaving whip marks on the child. Once Nikko was released from the detention center, he went to go live with his mother, but he was quickly sent right back for assaulting a kid with a knife. When Nikko had caused so much trouble, his probation was revoked in August 2001, and he was sent to Youth Rehabilitation and Treatment Center. And 1 year later, he was sent to Omaha, and soon began threatening those around him.
So I have a question for y'all right there, bro. Right? We've already heard he's done been from detention center to detention center to group home to, just, it seems like he's just graduating to each step. In a sense, is it really working? Like, at some point in time, we got to step back and be like, yo, is our rehabilitation centers, quote unquote, which they're supposed to be, are they really doing the job? Now, granted, you're gonna have that percent of youth that come through there that it's just no reaching them. You know what I'm saying? It's just no reaching them. But we still have to question to see if everything we're doing in there, or are we just throwing them in there and then just making them wait, sit around, do different odd jobs, and then releasing them thinking that time is gonna heal, instead of trying to implement some type of course of action to try to get these kids or the youth back on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Offer them some other form of a way out, somewhere to channel that emotion and energy. Are we doing that? You know what I'm saying? Are we really doing that? That begs the question. Just hearing how many times he's already, and he's preteen.
His probation was revoked in August 2001, and he was sent to Youth Rehabilitation and Treatment Center. And 1 year later, he was sent to Omaha, and soon began threatening those around him. His own father, David McGee, wrote in court documents, "Nikko has threatened my life and pulled a sawed-off shotgun on me at my own home." Soon after, Nikko stole 2 cars at gunpoint. In one incident, he asked a 20-year-old woman for a ride, and when she refused, Nikko jumped in her car with a shotgun and drove to 22nd Street and Grand Avenue. There, he ordered her to get out. In 2003, Nikko was sent back to prison for the robberies and wasn't released for a decade. The violence didn't end in prison. He was always in and out of the hole, once for assaulting a guard on Forlaw at his grandmother's funeral. Another was for starting a prison riot. He was disciplined on several occasions for his tattoos, attacks on other inmates, making weapons out of toothbrushes. Once Nikko had finally got out, a decade later, he reconnected with his family and a bunch of female admirers. I mean, this guy was getting letters left and right from women calling themselves his wife. Crazy, right?
But at this point, he's institutionalized. All he knows is jail. I can guarantee you his mannerisms, the way he walked, carried himself, the way he looked at life was all based around what he picked up and what he learned in jail. He was institutionalized. So yeah, the pattern of going back, and when he gets to jail, I guarantee you, he probably felt more comfortable in jail than on the outside. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. Because that's the life he knows. That's crazy.
I mean, I guess some women want to know where their man's at all times.
And you ladies are wild. you ladies are wild with y'all pen pal crushes. Y'all wild.
Nikko had also connected with a man he met in prison named Curtis Bradford. Bradford's family would always tell them to stay away from Nikko, but he wouldn't listen. Something, well, he later regret. Just 11 days after he was released from prison for carjacking, Nikko's killing spree began, and the first of his victims were Juan Pena and George Roos. On August 11th, just 8 days later, Nikko had killed once again, and this time it was his friend he met in prison, Curtis Bradford. Bradford had just posted a picture of them just hours before Nikko shot him in the head. It was later revealed that Nikko killed Bradford because his sister was convinced that he was responsible for shooting their house up. And just 2 days later, Nikko pulled over a lady by the name of Andrea Kruger and shot her 4 times before stealing her car. On August 30th, Jenkins was finally arrested, but not for the murders. He was arrested for making terroristic threats. But by then, they had so much evidence against him.
You realize I got Nikko Jenkins? Do you not realize that? I got Nikko Jenkins. I got you.
Why do I feel like he about to attack this dude? Like, why do I feel like he should? I hope he's chained, bro. I hope this officer or this detective or whoever he is not sitting in there that vulnerable in that state, that close to this insane psycho. I hope not. I hope not. Look at this. Look at the posture. At any given moment, if he's not chained up, I'm assuming he's handcuffed. But still, if I'm handcuffed, I can still wrap my hand around your neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can still get that off. I hope this dude is chained up, because this could go bad.
I got your DNA at the murder scene. I got your DNA in the car. Sir. I got the weapon. I got Nikko Jenkins. I don't need to make... I don't care about it. I just want other people that are involved in it. What the hell happened out there? And why? I already... I know who. I know...
Why is this dude so red, though? Why? You should be calm if you got all this stuff, man. You're giving yourself away. The tell signs is all over your face.
What? I know when. I know where. And then when I talked to you earlier, you're saying stuff about carjacking.
Once Nikko was arrested, it was later revealed that his family played a huge part in all 4 of the murders. Nikko's sister, Erica Jenkins, and cousin, Christine Bordos, acted as prostitutes to lure Juan Pena and George Roos in. At first, it was supposed to be just a robbery, but Nikko had other plans. And fast forward 10 days later, Erica Jenkins, Christine Bortles, and now Nikko's uncle, Warren Levering, went looking for a car to steal and found Andrea Kruger on her way home from work. Both Nikko and Warren hopped out of the car and ordered Kruger to get out. And once she did, Nikko shot her 4 times before stealing her car. I mean, his own mother, Lori Jenkins, played a huge role in purchasing Nikko's ammunition used to kill 3 of the 4 victims. Even after Nikko had killed Juan Pena and George Roos, all Nikko's mother had to say was, "Did you at least get money?" I mean,
Whoa. Look at this, which is pretty much the family tree. Brother, felon. Warren Levering, felon. Lori Jenkins, charged with felony. David McGee, died, felon. Brother, felon, currently on parole. Erica Jenkins, felon. Nikko Jenkins, felon. Like, this is a family of criminals. Mulaney Jenkins, felon. Lori, charged with a felony. Sister, out of state, not in contact. Other sister, not in state. Out of contact. Not in contact. Like, is it safe to say this is the life they know? Like, what did you expect? Product of your environment? Absolutely. It's always one that's going to take it to the extreme, though. It's always one that y'all think y'all doing petty crimes, petty larceny, different things like that. It's always one that's going to spawn off and really take it to the max. And it was Nikko. Sheesh. Bro, this is crazy to even look at. Wow.
Juan Pena and George Roos, all Nikko's mother had to say was, "Did you at least get money?" I mean, just look at their family tree. It's nothing but felons. Once Nikko was in jail, he got a hold of a blade and started slicing 666 on his face. I mean, he even sliced the middle of his tongue to make it look like a snake, smearing blood all over the cell wall. He even went as far as slicing his penis to make it look like an ancient Egyptian.
I'm done. Yeah. That whole thing I said. I'm trying to. This fool Lorena Bobbitt himself. He Lorena Bobbitt himself. This fool is crazy. Get it together, fam. You know that whole thing I said in the beginning about him just putting on a front, playing into this character role of a serial killer? Nah, he about that life, bro. He about a whole different life. Fam, anybody who ever cuts off, we're gonna call it his man. You cut off your man. Like, This fool Lorena Bobbitt himself.
Serpent God. Nikko ended up needing 27 stitches. He had claimed he worshipped the Yeti and said it told him to murder the 4 people. He ended up having to put socks under his cell door from stopping item from passing underneath. He was no longer allowed to shave from keeping him from cutting himself. During his murder trial in Douglas County, Jenkins was assessed by a doctor who concluded Nikko was a psychopath, one of the most dangerous people he's ever encountered. On August...
So, I think I've seen people put to death for less. What are we doing here?
19, 2004, Nikko filed a lawsuit against the state of Nebraska for $24.5 million for wrongfully releasing him from prison, stating his claims of hearing voices from Apophis were repeatedly ignored. I mean, this guy was crazy. He even blamed the correction officers for his 4 murders. Jenkins' uncle, Warren Levering, pleaded no contest in the role of killing Andrew Kruger. He ended up getting sentenced to 40 years in prison. Nikko's cousin, Christine Bortles, ended up only getting 20, but because she played a huge role in convicting Jenkins and several of his family members. Maloney Jenkins and Lori Sells, sister of Nikko and Erica Jenkins, also testified against them. Maloney's reasons stating that Erica had gotten her in so much trouble in the past. She was convicted of a felony robbery in 2005, and in 2003, she was responsible for a carjacking. And in that 2003 carjacking, her, Erica, and one of her cousins assaulted a woman with a stun gun before stealing her car, saying,
Bro, they can't even trust we a family of felons, but we still can't even trust each other. They in there ratting on each other. Like, each one of them 6'9" in each other.
That she was done covering up information for Erica and Nikko, and that Erica had been thrilled about the murders. Also noting that Erica stated that it was her first murder. She even expressed frustration of Nikko shooting Curtis Bradford right after she did, saying that it was like claiming her first murder. Erica ended up getting life in prison, plus another 80 years on weapon charges for allegedly beating an inmate at the Nebraska Center for Women. And that other inmate just happens to be her cousin, Christine Bordos. I mean, she beat her with a padlock. She gave her a concussion, broken nose, broken finger, broken arm. I mean, it's crazy. She had just testified against her. You'd think they'll keep them away from each other. Nikko's mother, Lori Jenkins, ended up getting 10 years for providing ammunition. But later the court added another 5 years to her sentence. She won't be eligible for release until 2028. And by then she'll be 61. As for Nikko, well, he pleaded not guilty. And then changed his mind and pleaded guilty. And then changed his mind again and said he was ineligible for trial on grounds of insanity. But the judge quickly dismissed his appeals, and he was sentenced to life in prison. But in May 2017, Jenkins was sentenced to death by a 3-judge panel.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that coming. It was only a matter of when, bro. I mean, what are you gonna do? You lock him away. He still find a way to kill somebody in prison. Like, this dude is proven to you time and time again he's not fit. Like, it was only a matter of time before that death sentence came.
Alright guys, if you like the video.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was insane. You hear me? Nikko Jenkins. Never heard of this dude until today. It just, like I said, it just kind of fell in my lap. And I'm like, huh? Nikko Jenkins? So you could tell by the beginning, I really didn't expect to hear nothing even remotely close to that. This dude, psychopath is an understatement. Jeez, man. Whew, behind the madness, Nikko Jenkins, man. Did y'all hear about this? Y'all let me know. Were y'all following this? Like, new to me. That's all I can say. Wow. Y'all get at me in the comment section, bro. Be careful out there, man. It's a crazy world. Till the next reaction, I'm out. Peace. Y'all stay solid. Hey.